When the lack of self-worth becomes a constant thing, it becomes damaging and as well becomes a limiting force for you to be able to unleash and be the best of yourself. As we approach a new year, as you're starting off, the new year, new me, new beginning, old me gone, new me unleashed. As we start all of those shenanigans, here are a couple of things I want you to be aware of that will help you not to question, your self-value, or that could help you to increase your self-worth. Let go. So the other day, I was in a gathering of young people and I was there to be a speaker. And the theme of that gathering was basically let your light up. And while I was preparing for that talk, the Holy Spirit enlightened me that what's the best way to talk about how a young person can light their light up, if not through knowing who they are and whose they are. Basically, it is tied back to identity. For you to be able to launch out as that light that you are, that you embody, that amazing, masterly crafted creature by God. For you to be able to launch out in the confidence of who you are, you have to know who you are, and you also have to know who you are deeply rooted in, whose you are. So I was like, wow, that's just so amazing. Like for me to be able to launch out as light in my career, launch out, spiritually as well, be able to exhibit my work with God, I have to know who I am in Christ. For me to be able to work with the right people and be able to connect with the right people, I need to be able to be aware of who I am and whose I am. And I was like, wow, this is so beautiful. So my first point here is for you to be able to increase your self-worth, you need to be able to know who you are and whose you are. So how are you able to know who you are? Where are you finding identity from? What are the things that have shaped the knowledge that you have of yourself? And something I realized is that as we journey through different phases of life as young people, several things becomes issue. You see, validation, the issue of significance, validation, identity, when you kind of like finish, high school and you go into, college. And then when you're in college, you mix up with some set of people, you see people live a different type of way and you look at yourself like, am I in the right place? Or who am I? Like, am I supposed to be doing this? The question of significance starts to pop up. The question of, am I fulfilling purpose? Am I doing the right thing I'm supposed to do? Am I studying the right things? Am I meant to be here? You begin to question your existence. Why? Because as you grow, as you journey through life, you begin to unwrap more of yourself. And if you don't know who your source is, for me, it's God. The core of my being is deeply rooted in Christ. So because I know who I am in Christ, because I know the promises He has for me in the scriptures, I launch out into the world with that confidence. I know my self-worth. I know what I am worth. So when I am out there in the world, I exhibit it with so much confidence. Yeah. There's a scripture that I love so much, which is in Romans chapter 12, verse 3. Romans 12:3 says, "For by the grace given to me, I say to every one of you, do not think of yourself more highly than you ought, but rather think of yourself with sober judgment in accordance with the measure of faith God has given you." So you see how we ourselves, we can't really like comprehend, how we can't measure how much of worth we are if it's not fueled and influenced by the knowledge of God that He has given us. So you really can't quantify that, I am an amazing person in this way, if you're not walking in the knowledge of God that He has revealed to you of who you are in Him. And that will also humble you, that it will put you in a place of humility, because you know that it's not by your power, it's not by your strength. Not everybody will be able to understand why you carry yourself the way you carry yourself. Not everybody will be able to understand some of the virtues that you carry, some of the, potentials that you have. Not everybody will be able to kind of like relate with it. And you're unable to attain that level of knowledge of yourself if you don't know who you are in whose you are. I hope that makes sense. Recognize what you are good at. Sometimes imposter syndrome wants to kind of like creep in and kind of like sell us that lie, like, you're an imposter, like you're not who you think you are, But when you're able to see that, this thing, I am good at this thing, and not because you even know that you're good at it. There are testimony, words of mouth have said that, wow, you're actually really good at this thing. But another thing is that people can actually tell you that, you're good at this thing, but because you don't even believe it in yourself, because you don't even see the worth in those things that you do, it kind of like rubbishes it sometimes. No matter how much people tell you, you're amazing, the fact that you yourself don't believe it, it's like, you guys should just keep quiet, So if you're able to identify the things that you project your strength, if you are able to identify those things can also help to boost and increase your self-worth from within without looking for anybody's validation. Another thing is dress as smart. Take pride in your appearance. And for you to be able to take pride in your appearance, you have to put in the work in your appearance. Just before you step out of your space to go out there to the world. Because there's a way you dress. There's a way you kind of like, put your outfit together that it will boost your mood and to make you feel some type of good way. I don't know about you. I mean, that works for me. So take pride in your appearance. It might be as simple as wearing a jean and a top, but take pride in it. Carry it with so much elegance. Those things from within, it helps increase your self-worth. It helps you to see yourself as the best thing since sliced bread. You know what I mean? Right? Another thing is be kind to yourself. Honestly, I feel like sometimes we are quick to give what we don't have to people. Meanwhile, we lack it from within. So be kind to yourself because you are teaching the world around you how to treat you as well. You're teaching yourself, how to treat you as well. So it's okay to be nice to people, but practice it on yourself. All right. The next thing will simply be build positive relationships. Now, I said something the other day on my Instagram, and if you're not following me on Instagram, what are you doing? Go click it. The link, my handle is right here on the screen. Go follow me on Instagram, okay? Don't do that. Anyways, I wrote something on Instagram the other day about how you attract your kind. Now, being in a positive relationship or connecting and being around positive people, however you want to put it, is basically based off of the energy that you pass on out there. Like the kind of person that you are, that's the kind of person you attract. Now, if you are that kind of person that you're kind of like, more on the negative side, you kind of obviously attract some kind of negative people. It comes back to you again, like what kind of person you are. What kind of person are you becoming? What kind of person are you projecting out there? Like, who are you? You attract your kind, in all honesty. Because I've met people this year and we couldn't stand to be friends. That being said, up next. Yeah, this is something that I'm also learning, and I'm learning it the hard way right now. But you have to start learning how to say no because it increases your self-worth. Now, there's some people that I have like connected to me around me that I find it very hard to say no to, and these are people that I really care about, But sometimes I'm just realizing is that, it's not actually bad to say no, especially if you are kind of like saying no to people that kind of like care about you or people that you care about. If the feeling is mutual, when you say no, they understand why you're saying no. And if you say no, they kind of like, even if they don't understand, they respect that you say no. So you have to learn how to say no, because sometimes some things don't actually settle well with you. But because you feel like, I don't want to offend this person, or I don't want this person to feel bad, that is reducing your self-worth, is decreasing your self-worth, because you feel like you can suppress yourself at the detriment of how you're feeling. Meanwhile, you're supposed to actually care about how you feel, because if you're not in the right mental space, you won't be able to function the right way. So if you keep telling yourself that, I don't want them to feel bad because I'm saying no, I don't want this to happen, you are decreasing your self-worth. You are devaluing yourself. You are saying that, you are indirectly saying that, you are not worthy to be treated right in this particular thing at the detriment of making another person feel right. Which at the end of the day, if you look at it, the action you say no at that moment, that person can actually adjust, and it does not actually change or break or mar anything, because they will understand and basically adjust to doing whatever it is themselves, or probably find another way to go about it. Yeah, so start learning how to say no. Say no is fine. Say no is okay. I'm learning this too, actually. We're on the same table, so we are learning it together. Another thing is simply give yourself a challenge. Sometimes we've boxed ourselves up in a way that we are like, what? I don't know I can do this. I don't know if I can be like this. I don't know. But how would you know you can be a particular way? How would you know that you are capable of doing some things if you don't put yourself on the line and say, let's give this a try? Sometimes put yourself to a challenge, like challenge yourself to do something different than you did yesterday. The moment you're scared, nervous about something, but you still have that guts within you, still have that boldness within you. Like, I'll give this a try regardless. That is oozing beautiful self-confidence, self-worth in the air right there. Like, it's just so amazing that, you know that you're scared about something, you're scared to try something, but you go for it anyways. It shows that you are so confident in who you are that you don't mind trying that thing, knowing fully well that you trying that thing, it might lead to you probably failing, but you don't mind. You're willing to go for it because you know you will learn from it. You understand that when you fail at something, it's you learning from it. It's you getting better, from learning through it. It's not just for external people now or how people perceive you. It is for your own self, for your own good, because everything connected to you is intertwined in these things. How you carry yourself, how you believe yourself, how you actually envision yourself. All of these things, it plays out across board in all that you do. So as we are approaching 2023, these are a few things I believe can help you increase your self-worth and make you think more highly of yourself. Alrighty, thank you all so much for watching. I hope this was valuable for you. I hope as well that you found a thing or two to take away from this. Don't forget to please hit that like button if you really did enjoy this video. Now do it for the culture, okay? And subscribe as well. Subscribe to the channel if you're not subscribed yet. And it would be nice to have you stay here with me on this corner of in this corner of the internet. You get what I mean? All right, guys, thank you so much for watching. I'll see you all on the next one. Don't forget to be peace at all times, spread love, and be you. Brah!